No lie, y'all, this could be the fanciest rap album that has ever been made in the history of rap ever. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, we're back again, guys. TMC guy here, Rossi here as well. Sorry for the hiatus and stuff, but we're back. We're ready to give you another one of our rewind reviews. And today we will be talking about the legendary Ghostface Killah and his legendary album Supreme Clientele. Now, yeah, legendary New York rapper and Wu-Tang Clan member Ghostface Killah recently dropped Supreme Clientele 2, his sequel to his most praised and beloved album Supreme Clientele 1. And I haven't actually listened to Supreme Clientele 2 yet, so I'm just afraid it might not live up to the heights of the first Supreme Clientele. But I'm gonna get to it eventually. I just wanted to talk about this legendary album first, and Supreme Clientele has reached GOAT status in the rap community. It's widely referenced as one of the best hip hop albums of all time. Pitchfork gave it a 10 out of 10 rating. They didn't even give To Pimp a Butterfly a 10 out of 10 rating. And it's often called the second best solo Wu-Tang album, and sometimes even the best solo Wu-Tang album. And even Westside Gunn named one of his albums after this one, calling his Supreme Clientele. So yeah, this album has reached top tier status in terms of praise from the rap community. But yeah, I recently recommended this album to you, Rossi. So what did you think on first impressions?
Yeah, first impressions, wow, man, what a wow. This album is pretty fucking insane. I really enjoyed it, man. Now I'm gonna give, a lot of my analysis towards us talking about the album overall, but it's sort of been on repeat for, the weekend since I listened to it on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of great songs, man. A lot of great rapping, a lot of great production, just an overall great album here. And something I didn't really expect. TMZ guy is more of the old head in terms of, the rappers and music he likes in general. So I really do like when he provides these sort of recommendations. It gives a new light towards music that I never thought existed. And this album here, Clientele, is no exception. Really stacked hip hop album, stacked features, stacked verses, stacked beats, just overall stacked. And I can't wait to give my thoughts over to it. But we can just start. We can jump right away in terms of the album, talking about it. I think we can go over towards production or local content. TMC guy, do your thing.
Okay. Let me just give you my first impressions of what I thought, just like a background of what I thought of this album. Like, okay, I first off, this is one of, if not the best luxury rap albums of all time. And everything about it just sounds so fancy and pristine. Like, even the album cover, like, just look at how fancy this shit looks. And yeah, Method Man said this is his favorite solo Wu Tang album. And some people say this is the best Wu Tang album, period. I may not personally agree, but this album is definitely in my top five Wu Tang Clan albums. And crazy enough, I didn't like it that much when I first heard it. Like, I thought it was quite inconsistent quality wise, and also the lyrics sounded a little random to me. So the first time I listened to it, I was like, I guess I just don't see the hype around this album. So I kind of parked it and and never revisited it for like almost a year. Then I re-listened to it and I immediately loved it. Like my opinion just did a complete 180 on this album. Like I really don't see why I didn't like it back then. These songs go so hard in the whip. They make me feel like I'm in a Bentley or Rolls Royce or something. The rapping is actually insane. The beats are diverse and creative. It really is one of the most hype and exciting rap albums of all time. But yeah, let me just get into my lyrical analysis real quick. Lyrically, Ghost really gets into his flexing bag on this one, while relaying some street stories as well too, with some heavy street slang on this album. You might not even know what he's talking about half the time, but overall, the lyrical theme of this album is mainly luxury, a life of crime, run-ins with the police, selling crack. There's even a skit on here with a really weird interaction Ghostface had with a crackhead he was supposed to sell some stuff to. And he also talks about spending time in prison, also his status in the rap game, and as a rap kingpin, and just bragging in general. Like he raps about his jewelry, his cars, his expensive clothes, expensive jewelry, going to see the opera, rubbing shoulders with freaking Queen Elizabeth. Like I just feel broke when I listen to this album, man. So yeah, that's just my quick lyrical analysis. What about you, Rossi?
Yeah, lyrically, he gives me a combination of Old Dirty Bastard, and who's another East Coast rapper from back then? I don't want to say Nas, but think of any legendary old East Coast hard rapper, that Jay Z, that Nas type of character, fused with a old dirty bastard in a sense. Sort of what I got with this album. There's times when you get Ghostface where he's seriously going off, and then there's times when he has a lot of comedic rap skits and just a comedic vibe with some of the rap songs that he does portray over, like what's the song called? Child's Play. The song is so
Mm,
ridiculous, man.
yeah,
The song is so
yeah,
ridiculous, but it's ridiculously good in terms of the lyrical content that he brings. What makes Supreme Clientele special is basically Ghost's unauthentic, almost stream of consciousness type of lyricism that he brings. His slang is dense, his wordplay wild, often surreal. He plants vivid images, sometimes non-sensual, but always full of energy in the aspect of what he brings. And I really, really enjoyed it, man. Really enjoy how he manages to switch flows. And something I really like about a lot of old hits is the way that they're able to rap. Like the rapping ability is very unique. Some people say that it evolves from what it used to be, but I feel like it's sort of downgraded. I mean, you had a lot of fast rappers, you had a lot of serious rappers that would put a lot of content towards the music and not just, try to spit bars, together. There's actually some meaning towards what's going on in terms of what they are saying, and that's really, really good. But nonetheless, I mean, he brings off this very braggadocious energy towards the album, this heavy luxury type of rap here, which it really plays off well with the type of character that he is, that sort of flamboyant, um, a leader sort of a role when it comes to Wu-Tang as a whole, because he does normally carry that presence. But yeah, local content, it's a blast, man. But let's go overhead towards the production. What did you think, TMC guy?
yeah. I'm actually gonna have a lot to say into the production because this album was produced so immaculately. But I actually like what you said about like how rapping as low key kind of devolves. Because I feel like even like nowadays people kind of make fun of it now. You know, they call you lyrical, spiritual, miracle, or whatever these days, and it's like yeah, I don't know. I kind of like I kind of like the days when bars and rapping ability was respected. But yeah, in terms of the production, like I love the way this album starts, like with the theme song from a '90s Iron Man cartoon. Like for those unfamiliar with Ghostface Killer, he often refers to himself as Tony Stark's, or it should be Tony Stark, but yeah, or Iron Man. He's a big fan of the Marvel Comics character, and I think this intro kind of fits the ritzy glam feel of the album because even in Marvel Comics, Iron Man is a billionaire who lives the high life and spends money on extravagant cars and houses and jewelry and stuff. So even his character Loki fits the luxury rap aesthetic of this album. And honestly, this intro is so exciting. It gets me so pumped to get into the record. And I love the following track, Nutmeg's beat. It's such a luxurious, fancy beat. I feel like I should be in a fur coat at some gala event, pulling up in a Rolls Royce when I listen to the song. Even Ghostface's introduction and him announcing himself is so hype. Black Mozart and RZA did a great job with this beat. He sampled an R&B song called "It's Over" by A.U. Holman for this one, and I love the way he flipped the sample. It's a superb way to get us into the record. Ghost really gets into some heavy street slang and brags about living in luxury and stunts on his adversaries, calling himself the rap kingpin and such. Rizzo also makes an appearance, giving us one of the most cold-blooded features on the album. Ghostface said he wanted to make a song that's so street that most people wouldn't understand when he made Nutmeg. And I think he achieved that in this track. You'll have to be pretty well versed in your ebonics and street slang to really understand the song's lyrics. And one might be my favorite track on the album. It's one of my most played songs ever on Apple Music. It has one of the best hip hop beats of the 2000s. The Beatnuts did such an immaculate job on this track. The drums go hard, the loop sample goes hard, the piano riff goes hard. It goes hard in the whip too. Like it's one of the best luxury rap songs ever, in my opinion. Lyrically, Ghost touches on random topics like his rap game prowess, his run ins with the cops, ladies loving and admiring him, also, of course, living a life of luxury. The course of this track is actually quite deep too. Like, he touches on the devil's effects on the black community and staying away from eating pigs and hog and such. He gets a little religious in that chorus, despite the materialism, boasting, and sinful nature of the rest of the lyrics. It could be his best ever chorus. Saturday Night is a brief interlude slash storytelling cut about Ghostface being harassed by cops one Saturday night. The entire Wu-Tang clan was actually being investigated by the cops for illegally selling guns, actually. So the song is actually based on a true story. Ghostface was actually sentenced to 6 months in prison after cops found a gun in his car, actually. So Ghostface also just tips off Raekwon and other Wu-Tang members about this uh, uh, and about what happened to him to keep them alert, actually. It's a nice, gritty street song over an intense but still luxurious sounding beat from 6 July. RZA gives us another one of his cold, dark beats with Ghostini. I love the creeping chimes in the track too. Sounds like, well, they sound like chimes to me. I'm not quite sure what they were, but they sounded like chimes over a dark, brooding beat. While Ghostface raps about some street shit. Apollo Kids I've never really liked, to be honest. Not even gonna lie. The beat is whatever to me. The horns I've never cared for. Uh, I can feel the whole like triumphant feel he was going for with this, but it just didn't reach me, to be honest. It's one of the more bland beats he's ever rapped on, quite frankly. But it at least still fits the luxury rap feel of the album. His lyrics are, of course, on topic too. He brags about rocking diamonds and sipping on Remy Martin, rocking Gucci and jewels, the works, you know. So Raekwon is also on this track, and his verse doesn't save the song for me. It was just okay, really. The grain is the most 80s sounding beat on this. Like it sounds like some real old school rapped stuff, like some shit, like some 80s b boy stuff shit or something. And the song Buck 50 is a nice posse cut with Method Man, Ghostface, of course, Capadonna, and Redman. It's probably the best rapped song on here with probably the best features in the whole record. This song or Wu Banger 101. Redman probably has my favorite feature, my favorite verse on Buck 50, him or Ghostface. And the song Mighty Health is one of the most eerie sounding beats for me. The piano in the beat is kind of creepy sounding. The beat really sticks out in this otherwise very ritzy soundscape. Even the Kung Fu Flick samples they use for the beat are creepy. It's a really cold blooded, eerie feeling track, and yeah, it doesn't help that Ghostface's rapping is one of the coldest on the entire album too. And Kanye fans will actually recognize that this is the song that they sampled in No More Parties in LA. It's also a very cryptic track too, as with a lot of songs on here. You'll be breaking down the lyrics of the song for years. But yeah, I noticed I kind of have like a lot to say in terms of the production, so I don't want to just keep on rambling. Maybe you can just spit some stuff about production, then I can carry on after you, Rossi.
Yeah, man, that was very supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, I get you. I
Right.
get you. Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice one.
Yeah. Anywho, though, yeah, getting into my thoughts in terms of the production over. I mean, the sound is gritty, it's soulful, and it is cinematic. Everything from the chopped soul samples to the dusty drums, and it's taken full effect in terms of what it brings over towards the album. It's a great listen, guys. Um, you know, it transitions from a lot of dark songs to a lot of uplifting songs here. Gonna talk about this song a lot more, but I just want to highlight it now. My favorite song on the album, Buck 50. I really like that. It sort of gives the classic, you know, Wu-Tang collaboration with Method Man being within the album, and that sweet loop or sample that is played out through not too sure where the sample is from, but it does sound like it is from a sample. But overall, great song. Nonetheless, though, the album itself feels raw but polished in a sense, balancing that underground Wu Tang grit with accessibility. And Ghostface's voice cuts through, animated, emotional, sometimes chaotic, but it is always captivating when he does come over on the beat. And it's very sweet. Not really sweet. That sounds gay. It sounds really good. It sounds really really good. I really enjoyed the sort of vibe that does go on within this album, despite this album being quite long. And you know how we feel about you know long albums, but it's still really really good, and it's something that I don't think I'm gonna you know let go for a while, which is what I'm doing with a lot of albums from that you know from back in
Era.
back in
Yeah.
that day, yeah, back in that era when I was still a toddler crawling around not knowing what shit is. But yeah, really, really great in terms of the production. We can move on. Pros and cons or highlighting our favorite tracks.
Yeah, I think let me just carry on with my production real quick. Then you can get into
Okay.
your pros and cons. But yeah, I really like what
Okay.
you said about like how it sounds raw and polished at the same time. Because there's beats like One and Nutmeg, which sounds so clean and polished, like you said. And then there's beats like Mighty Healthy or Stroke of Death, which sound like raw and like some hardcore
Yeah.
street shit. But like yeah, let me carry on with my production highlights. So yeah, Stay True is another standout for me. Its piano-based sample toes the line between opulence and some classic Wu-Tang hardcore production in terms of its vibe for me. And it seems like Ghost got the same vibe when you heard the beat because his one verse is just him bragging and flexing his jewelry and mink coats. But then the chorus gets into some stuff about how it's rough growing up in the hood. So the song has this interesting dichotomy, like where it plays both as a luxury rap track and a hardcore gritty hip hop song. And if there's any song that perfectly captures the entirety of this album, it's the song "We Made It." Like from the title of the song, obviously "We Made It," and to the violin and the beat capturing this feeling of wealth and fame, to the guys just going on about being rich niggas. It's probably my actual favorite posse cut on the album. Like simply by catching Supreme Clientele as an album as a whole. Like this song is just if you want to get a sense of the entire album, just listen to "We Made It." But yeah, it has a nice earworm tune for its chorus as well. And if you want to get a feel of the entire album, yeah, just listen to We Made It. Like, just listen to this track. It's such a nice, triumphant feeling song to play. It's the first track I'm going to play when I get rich too, actually. And the song Stroke of Death has a nice disc scratching type beat. Like, it just sounds so razor sharp and deadly. And of course, it was produced by the one and only RZA. So no surprise there. Comedian Chris Rock once said that the song is so gangster it makes you want to stab your babysitter or something, and that's honestly such an apt description for the song. And the song Malcolm is the hardest song on the entire album. Like Ghostface likens himself to Malcolm X and raps about shootouts with his adversaries in a really deep storytelling cut. He also talks about his altercation with Mace after he was talking shit about Wu Tang sometime. I think Troy, the specialist, did so good with this beat. Really, I love the meandering piano in there. Really, it really fits the hardcore nature of the lyrics. And the song "Child's Play," as Rossi mentioned, is like a pretty silly song, I guess, about Ghostface's escapades as a youngin. But yeah, it feels kind of like a sequel or reference to his song "All That I Got Is You" from his album Iron Man. In that Ghostface reminisces on his time growing up and what life was like when he was a kid, and his interactions he had with his elementary school crushes and such. And the song Churches La Ghosts, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, has the only singing feature on here. And it's honestly one of the better features in this album. But overall, the song, it's one of the more popular ones on the album, but I don't feel it too much. I don't hate it, but it's like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. But yeah, the infamous Clyde Smith skit is on this one as well. And like, I'm about to get into some lore on you. So yeah, for those who don't know, this is Raekwon with a voice modifying effect to make his voice sound deep as hell, and he's really just going off on 50 Cent, the rapper 50 Cent. So for those who don't know, 50 Cent dropped a song called "How to Rob" a few years before he blew up, where he's just going off talking about robbing various rappers in the game. Some of the people he talks about, of course, are Wu-Tang members, and they obviously took it the wrong way. So they put this track on here as a response to 50 Cent. So they say some pretty funny stuff. They say his haircut game is fucked up and that he's broke. Well, he was broke. Like this is before he blew up. Remember? So yeah, and it's a pretty funny track. I'm not gonna lie. So some of the disses Raekwon throws 50 Cent's way are kind of funny. But yeah, the album closes pretty conclusively with Iron's theme, capping off this amazing album experience so well. So yeah, that's all I gotta say in terms of the production. So I think we can get into our pros and cons real quick. What do you have to say, Rossi?
All I gotta say is, and that's on moi, straight up. Nonetheless, let's go into,
Hey guys,
yeah, what
listen
I
to the
think
album,
about
then
the.
you'll understand many of the references that was he's dropping.
Yeah, anywho, Supreme Clientele is often credited with keeping Wu-Tang relevant in the 2000s, and it's not hard to see why or to hear why in this regard. Critics really praise it, and it does seem to be one of the greatest hip hop albums of that era, and I'm not really big on Wu-Tang, or let me say that I haven't really heard much of their work altogether. I've heard a couple of albums here and there from a few members. But this seems like it's one of the best, if not the best. I mean, they still, I think it was Raekwon's first album. I forgot the name.
44 for
It
Killing
has
Links.
yeah, yeah, the one that has guillotine in it. Yeah, that one is pretty close. Still trying to decide, and taking more music from Wu Tang in general. But overall, I actually don't have any flaws when it comes to this. Maybe the fact that it is pretty long, but it's a very enjoyable album in my opinion. The album influenced the future generations of MCs, especially within the 2000s, with its fearless lyricism and erratic production, which is unique, especially for the those times, and to the sort of character development and storytelling that he was portraying over towards these songs. It sort of draws hints from what Eminem was about to do, since he was blowing up around those times as well in that regard. But yeah, those are my general thoughts, final thoughts, solo thoughts on the album altogether. Ghostface really killed it, and I really, really did enjoy this album. But go ahead and give us your final thoughts. We'll get to our rankings, and we'll go ahead and rank this bitch.
Alright. So my pros and cons. My pros. This is one of the best produced albums of the 2000s for sure. I really love the luxurious theme, and I think it's executed so wonderfully. And the lyrics, they'll go over your head like when you first heard it, or when if you don't know about ebonics and street slang, I guess. But you'll be breaking down the lyrics for years. I've listened to this. I've known about this album for like 3 4 years at this point. I'm still breaking down the lyrics. So yeah, you'll be trying to decipher what Ghost and the rappers on here are saying for years. And this is one of the best rapping performances of the 2000s for sure. Like the rhyme schemes, the flow, the storytelling is so amazing on this. And I guess I do kind of have one con. It's just Apollo Kids for me. It fails to capture the luxury rap heights that I was going for. But it's not a bad track. It's just like I see what you're going for, but it's like you didn't quite get there, my man. But like yeah, overall, yeah, this album is so good. But do you have any standout tracks that you want to mention before we get into our final verdict?
Yeah, yeah, intro song. Obviously, I'm gonna mention that. Nutmeg, one. Um, I really do enjoy The Grain, Bug 50, probably my favorite song. Mighty Healthy, Woodrow of the Bass Head. That was really that was a really good one. I also really liked the I think it's also part of the intro anyways, but the Iron Man themes was pretty
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
The way it would sort of served as a catalyst towards the beginning, the middle, and the end of the
Oh
album
yeah,
in
yeah,
itself,
yeah, yeah.
pretty unique on that regard, and something pretty clever, especially from back in that day. I really do like that the braggadocious energy that Ghostface brought upon. He really does try to provide that persona that he is actually Tony Stark, or his own version of Tony Stark, to the point where he's portrayed as Tony Stark within this album. But yeah, those are my standout tracks. Overall, the album is sick. I can't forget about Stroke of Death, just mentioning that one as well. Really, really great song. But yeah, those are my favorite tracks. Before I give my ratings, TMC guy, what are your favorites?
Okay, so my standard tracks: Nutmeg, One, Saturday Night, Mighty Healthy, Stay True, We Made It, Stroke of Death, and Malcolm. So yeah, verdict time. What are your final thoughts, Rossi?
This is very hard. This is very hard. It's one of those albums where you're like, it might get an S, man. It might get an S. But I feel like there's always room for improvement, and there's a reason why I don't just give S's. It's literally for the best of the best. So in this aspect, I'm gonna give the Supreme Clientele an A+ rating. What about you, TMC guy?
Damn, yeah, yeah. Because I'm not sure if you've ever given an S actually for any of our other
I
videos, but like,
haven't.
yeah,
I haven't.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It seems like it's just me. I'm just throwing out S's like crazy. But yeah, pause. Okay. But yeah, guys, this is a rap classic, one of the best in the genre's history. And believe it or not, despite all this praise, this is only Ghostface's second best album, in my opinion. Well, we'll definitely get to review his number one day. Probably do an album ranking of all his albums as well, because he has such an amazing discography, one of the best discographies in rap history. But yeah, Supreme Clientele is a ritzy, gritty rap masterclass that's produced so well. One of the best rap albums of the 2000s, and quite honestly, one of the best of all time. It gets an S tier for me, absolutely. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for this video. Hope you enjoy this album. If you haven't listened to it, please check it out. Hope you enjoyed this rewind review, this retrospective review of Supreme Clientele. Hope we will get to Supreme Clientele too. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint. But yeah, we really enjoy this album. Hopefully, we put you on. And yeah, this is TMC guy signing out and Rossi signing out as well. We'll catch you guys in our next video. Peace out.